Hello, and welcome to an all-new episode of Get Real. Before we go into the movie that we're reviewing on this episode, I thought we would take the time and read some of our fan mail. You guys send in so much great stuff, you might even hear your letter right here on this episode. So, Miss Pingrino, where's the fan mail?
We don't have any.
Oh, okay. Well, how about fan art? I mean, you guys are always drawing so many fantastic caricatures of us and things like that. Miss Pingrino, where's the fan art?
We don't have any.
Oh, all right. Well, how about we answer some of the frequently asked questions about Superfuzz Productions? That's right, in a special Q&A right here on Get Real. So, Miss Pingrino, what questions do we have? Hello, I'm Hot Toddy. This is Miss Pingrino.
Hi.
Get out of my way. And welcome to an all-new episode of Get Real. Okay, I did it. You didn't get to be a part of it this time.
I win!
Why are you questioning me?
Because I win.
You suck. All right.
You suck.
No.
Fuck you!
But anyway, hey, we're back. We're doing another episode here, and this week we are going to be discussing a film that we both watched. She watched without me, and I was very upset.
I didn't know you were gonna watch it.
I was very upset about that. I wanted to watch it, so I watched it on my own while she slept.
Bitch, are you for real?
But this movie is very important. I didn't realize how important this movie was, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It is, in fact, the Weird Al Yankovic biopic called Weird. Miss Pingrino, what?
Weird.
It's called Weird. That's
I know.
the name of it.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Starring Harry Potter, indeed. Miss Pingrino, what did you think of Weird?
It was weird.
It was weird, yeah.
Stop tape for discussion.
But it was stupidly hilarious, which is, my kind of movie.
Yeah.
So.
See, I loved it. See, it completely subverted my expectations. Okay, this movie, I thought, when I heard that they were making a Weird Al biopic, I knew that it was going to be comedic.
Right.
But I didn't know that they were going to go down the path they actually went. Like, I was expecting like Howard Stern's Private Parts. Have you ever seen Private Parts?
I haven't,
So the Private Parts movie, it's basically like the biography of Howard Stern up to that point, but it's told in a very funny way. It's a comedy, but it tells the actual story of Howard as he's coming up into the radio business and becoming the big star that he is. But it's still a comedy.
Okay.
So that's what I was expecting, was like a comedic biopic of Weird Al.
100% accurate.
What we got was clearly unexpected for me. It was completely unexpected because this movie, in the true style of Weird Al, is completely a parody.
It's so fake.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It is a parody of a biopic film.
Name me one creative genius that doesn't have a checkered past involving alcohol,
What's the medicine?
and drugs. I think Madonna's a bad influence on you.
What?
No offense.
100% accurate.
Because in the last few years, we've had a lot of musician biopics with Freddie Mercury, Elton John, Elvis came out this year. We did it on this show. Talked about that one. But those were legitimate biopics of these artists. Obviously, a biopic about Weird Al was gonna be a parody, and that's exactly what it was. From the beginning of the film, when his mother walks into his bedroom, tells him to go do something, and she notices that he's hiding a Hawaiian shirt under his bed, under his mattress or whatever, I was like, that's brilliant. I didn't know
Brilliant.
they were going down that route, but I loved it so much.
I have a question.
Okay, I hope I can answer it.
Well, we're waiting.
So he does parodies, right? But
Weird Al does, yes.
in this movie, he does "Eat It" prior to Beat It.
So,
But is that true? Like,
No.
did that come? I didn't think that came first, but I just wanted to make sure
That's-
that I wasn't going crazy
Miss
and that
Pellegrino,
didn't come first.
that is the beauty of this film, is that it is a complete parody. It is not a biopic whatsoever.
I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't like losing
He
my
said
mind.
in an interview that there's particles of truth
Sprinkles of truth.
sprinkled amongst the film, but it's 100% a parody. It is not really. Am I boring you?
No,
Am I boring?
no.
Apparently, I'm just.
No, it's
completely-
a stupid daylight savings time when it's 3 o'clock
Oh.
in the evening and I feel like it's midnight.
Shit.
Well, we are recording this at 4 in the morning again. Whose fault is that?
It's not 4 in the morning.
Whose fault is that?
It's not 4 in the morning.
Anywho, but no. Eat It did not come before Beat It.
Okay, I
Eat
didn't think
Eat
so.
It was a parody of Beat It. That was
Okay.
the point. But they reversed it in the film, and that's what made it super entertaining. That was not real.
Okay, I thought so.
Weird Al did not date Madonna.
Okay.
Our relationship is platonic, by the way. Yes. And the only time I actually met her was in 1985. I talked to her for maybe like 45 seconds backstage.
Spoilers ahead. No, Weird Al did not kill Pablo Escobar in
No,
Mexico.
well, yeah, I know.
The government did that in 1993.
Yep.
Weird Al did not kill Pablo Escobar to save Madonna in the mid 80s.
With his
platinum
record
record
that he wore around his chest.
That's not a thing, Miss Pellegrino.
Shit.
None of that happened.
Nope. None of it.
So this movie was a complete fabrication, but that's what was brilliant about it. I told you about this after the fact, and you didn't even realize that the record producer, Tony Scotti, is played by Weird Al. Yeah, he's in the movie.
I didn't recognize that because without his glasses and without his curly long hair.
But he hasn't looked. The funny thing, he hasn't looked like that in years, and probably like 30 years. He hasn't looked like that.
I know, but when he was big, that's what he looked like, and so that's just he will always look like that in my mind.
In the last 30 years, he has had the long hair with no facial hair. In most of our lifetime, that's what how he's looked.
I didn't say he had facial hair.
Well, he had mustache back in the 80s.
Well, yeah, but I mean, had the producer guy had long hair and glasses, I would have been like, okay, Weird Al, just minus the mustache.
Weird Al has also not worn glasses since the 80s.
What? Yeah, what happened to his glasses?
He's probably wearing contacts.
Shame.
Shut up! Oh my God, I don't care!
Why are we getting deep into this?
I don't know, but this is
weird
I
stuff.
see him with his long curly hair and glasses. And
Say that
that guy
again.
had short hair and no glasses. And no facial hair, but that's besides.
An unmitigated disaster.
What made that scene gold, though, is the fact that Will Forte plays the other guy in that scene.
His brother.
And Daniel Radcliffe, of course, plays Weird Al. And there's the scene where Will Forte cannot stress enough just how awful Weird Al is. It just tells him how disgusting and terrible he is. And then Tony Scotty's like, okay, that's enough. Yeah, you made your point.
That scene makes so much more sense now.
Yeah. Okay, you can stop now. Because that's Al. He's in the movie.
That makes so much more sense.
That just click in your head all of a sudden? That just clicked in your head. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That makes so much more sense.
Very entertaining scene. By the way, I guess I should mention, too late now, there's going to be spoilers. Because I want to talk about everything. There's so much to talk about with this movie.
So much to talk about.
It's so great. But yeah, so Weird Al is in the movie.
But so many other cameos.
Let's
a lot of people.
Let's talk about that, Miss Pellegrino.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about all the celebrity cameos that was in the film. First of all, you noticed that there were 2 legendary artists that came across you. Well, okay, so let me set the scene. There's so much. Let me set the scene. Dr. Demento, who is Weird Al's, his inspiration and one of his mentors. Is played by Rainn Wilson from The Office. He did a fantastic job. There's this fictional scene, this didn't happen, where Dr. Demento has this pool party and every huge celebrity of the time is there. And even because there's celebrities playing the celebrities. That's the funny part. But like it was kind of reminiscent of Space Jam: A New Legacy, where along the sidelines of the basketball game there were all these characters, and you're like, wait a minute, who's playing that? Who's doing that? And that was this scene. Was that even if the celebrities didn't have a line, you knew who they were, because Elton John was in there. You saw him. A bunch of Elvira was in there. You saw all these people, but the one that excited me the most was the fact that there was two legendary artists there, Salvador Dali and Andy Warhol. Did you notice that Conan O'Brien played Andy Warhol? Did you see that? Did you notice that?
That was Conan?
That was Conan.
No!
He played Andy Warhol in the film.
You need to pay more attention.
You need to go back and rewatch the movie, Mr. Greeno. You missed the whole thing.
Who am I? What am I?
But that was a great scene. And Jack Black played
Jack Black. That was my favorite.
The Wolfman guy who tries to stand up to Weird Al and says, "Ah, you're not as great as you think you are," and Weird Al proves that he's amazing. He's the greatest. He's the greatest of all time. That another movie that this reminds me of, speaking of Jack Black, is the Tenacious D Pick of Destiny movie. It's because the Pick of Destiny is also like it's supposed to be a biographical film about the forming of Tenacious D, but it's not really. It's a complete parody.
Bullcrap.
Right.
Hilarious bullcrap.
But you don't really associate that with them. You associate parroting with Weird Al, which again, I cannot stress enough that's the brilliance of this movie.
Yeah.
Is that this movie
is a parody.
That is a biopic of him
about parodies.
Is a parody of a biopic picture.
Yakety yak, yakety yak, yak, yak.
I don't know, it just makes me happy.
Which you also forgot.
What's that?
That the Rainn Wilson was not his mentor. Was his mentor.
Okay, so there's another nod in the film. Yes, because so there's the scene we talked about where where Tony Scotti starts to get slightly offended by what Will Forte is saying to Weird Al because Weird Al is playing Tony Scotti. And then there's the scene where Dr. Demento says, "I am not going to be your mentor. I'm going to be your D-mentor." And Al just kind of stares at him because he's played by
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. That's the
Dementors.
joke. Get it?
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
So bad. It was such a bad joke. My watch keeps.
Are we taking up your time?
No, my watch keeps pegging something.
Oh.
Okay, it keeps telling me to take a moment.
Oh, pegging something.
Why I like to be nude.
First, and something else I want to make mention of, because I've talked a lot about Mystery Science Theater on Get Real recently, about the new season. Yep. There are so many Mystery Science links to this movie, it's insane. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Well, okay, first of all, the first link is Weird Al himself, because he is friends with all the Mystery Science people.
Of course he would.
He's even performed with Riff Tracks. He's gone on and riffed movies with them before, live, in person.
Did we not get to see that?
That one actually wasn't in Nashville. They do most of them in Nashville, Riff Tracks lives, but that one, the ones that they did with Weird Al actually. But he also has written a bunch of like silly songs for Riff Tracks for like the movies that they review and stuff, or that they make fun of and everything. Joel Hodgson. Joel was supposed to be in his 1989 film UHF. Supposed to play a mad scientist, but he couldn't at the time because he was currently developing Mystery Science Theater, so he couldn't partake in the film. But he was going to be in the movie.
Were any of the Mystery Science people in Weird Al?
In this movie? Yeah. Yes, there were, but we'll get to that. So the second connection is Evan Rachel Wood, who played Madonna in the movie. She is a diehard Mystery Science Theater and Riff Tracks fan. So much so, she even mentioned them along with Daniel Radcliffe in a recent interview. I don't remember exactly what they're saying, but we'll play it right here.
Westworld is so ripe for a parody. I actually saw that there's a Riff Tracks for it for the Mystery Science Theater, and I felt like I had officially made it as an actor when those guys were parodying something that I was in.
And then you ask, yes, were there Mystery Science people in the movie? Yes, there was. When Weird Al is performing at the very tough, like gruff biker bar type place. Yeah. Patton Oswalt is in the audience. He's the heckler.
I saw Patton Oswalt.
Patton Oswalt's in the audience heckling him. But if you also look, he's in two scenes actually. The scene where not Patton Oswalt, but the next guy. The final.
Like, pretty sure Patton Oswalt was only in that one.
The final MST3K link. He's in two scenes. The scene where Weird Al is auditioning for the punk band with his polka music.
Yeah.
And also in that biker bar scene, same punk band is performing before at Weird Al.
Right.
The basis of that group is Jonah Ray. Jonah from Mystery Science Theater. He makes a cameo in the film, yeah.
I did not know that either.
A lot of the MST3K fans are going crazy because in that bar scene, Patton is heckling Jonah. So it's like, it's Max heckling Jonah, just like Mystery Science.
Just like Mystery
He's like being evil. That's it. Humor in TV shows. But yeah, so there's a lot of Mystery Science Theater links to that movie.
Is there anybody else I missed?
Yes, as a matter of fact, the guy that announces Weird Al at the biker bar.
Yeah.
Says, "Ladies and gentlemen, Weird Al Yankovic," and then he also pushes the band, the punk band, off the stage or whatever. He had like slick back hair and sunglasses. That's Michael McKean. That's Mr. Green from Clue.
No way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I guess I really do need to go
You
back.
need to go back and rewatch this movie. I even made a note here. Remind Miss Pingrino that Mr. Green, Michael McKean, is in the movie because you didn't notice.
He
that.
didn't.
No.
I think I was too like blown away by how ridiculous the movie was to like pay too much attention. Besides the ones that like obviously I know like
right
in my face.
You knew Daniel Radcliffe was in the movie, and that's all that really matters because he was the main star. And that's I want to branch off and talk about the acting in the film. He was not right for the role.
Why do you say that?
But here's
because he was too good of an actor.
He is a good actor, but here's the thing. He doesn't look like Weird Al. He doesn't sound like Weird Al.
That could also be a reason they cast him.
And that's exactly the point. The reason why he didn't fit the profile of this is because
also super fit.
It's a parody, and so by him not fitting the role, he fit the role. He nailed it. It was perfect.
Nailed it.
So it was great. But because the thing is, who do you hire to play Weird Al
you don't.
Well, let's say it was a real biopic. Let's say this wasn't a parody. Who do you get to play Weird Al? You really could only get Weird Al to play Weird Al. That's the thing.
Maybe Ryan Reynolds?
No, he's not wacky enough.
He's not. He also has a nice body too.
Yeah. I would say Jim Carrey, but Jim Carrey's kind of old now. I don't think
he's older than Weird Al, isn't he? Not?
I think so.
Yeah.
No. He's younger than Weird Al. But like Jim Carrey, like in his heyday, he probably would have nailed that role.
We don't really have comedians like that anymore.
No, and getting back to Howard Stern in Private Parts, he played himself. He was in the movie. He played Howard Stern. Howard Stern was in the movie. Because who can play Howard Stern better than Howard Stern?
No one.
And that's with
maybe Weird Al.
Well, there you go.
They do look a lot alike.
They are tall and lanky with long hair. You're right about that.
Long curly hair.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe so. But yeah, like.
Wouldn't it have been funny though if they put Howard Stern in there as Weird Al?
I don't think that would have worked at all.
It wouldn't have, but it would have been funny.
He's not wacky like that either. He's just
It would have been funny.
It would have been funny. But yeah, like if they were going to do a serious biopic film about him, Weird Al would have played Weird Al. That's the only way it would have worked. But yeah, but I tell you, the standout role, because she sounded just like her and acted just like her, was Evan Rachel Wood as Madonna. I was super impressed with her portrayal, even though it was supposed to be comedic and silly. I loved it. I thought she was the best in the film. She really was the best.
I mean, I don't really know what Madonna was like when she was younger, so can't put forth if that was good or not.
I just pissed in my pants.
But no, the whole movie really was just super, super silly and entertaining. What did you say?
Yeah.
What was some of your favorite points of the film?
I like how, like, every time he would think of a parody, he just kind of would zone out, and like Daniel Radcliffe is just like weird in that.
Weird?
Yeah, just weird. And then every time he was like half naked, it was weird because Weird Al is not good looking in his body.
But Daniel Radcliffe is fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
It was an odd combination.
Because it should be a body like yours.
Hey. No touchy.
Not a bajillion pack.
Okay. So anyway,
you don't have a six pack and you know it.
Bullshit.
The movie was thoroughly entertaining. Just like I said,
and then his acid trip.
His acid trip. Everything was outlandish. He in the typical biopic of a musician form, he would get a lot of his inspiration from just like things that people would say, like his mom said at the end of the movie, he talks to his mom and she says, "I'm fat, you know it," and that's his parody of "Bad" from Michael Jackson. "I'm fat, you know it," instead of "I'm bad, you know it." So it's that type of stuff, like, because it's making fun of the genre.
Yes.
that's what I love the most about it, is making fun of the genre and making it just super, super silly. I'm surprised that this was a Roku movie. Like, why didn't this get, maybe not a theatrical, but at least a Netflix or something, something a little bit bigger than Roku.
Roku's pretty big. A lot of people use Roku.
I mean, a lot of people use it, but like, it just seems like an odd streaming service to put a movie of this
I watch
caliber.
a lot of stuff on Roku.
But it's movies from the past. There's nothing new that you watch on Roku, is there? No offense to Roku. I'm not downing Roku.
I don't think they normally can buy out Netflix or whatnot.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
The fact that they were able to buy out for Weird is
that's what I'm saying. Weird should have been on Amazon or Netflix or something like that, or at least a limited theater. I think it may have done all right in the theater had it been out there. What do you think?
What the hell is even that?
I guess
I don't know. People are so particular about what they want to see in
people
theaters
are fickle.
nowadays. They're real fickle.
People are really fickle.
Because we were talking about that. Comedies are really not doing well in theaters anymore. It's mostly just like action.
It's the Marvel.
It's the Marvel.
It's Marvel. It's Marvel. It's superheroes, Star Wars, and basically recognizable franchises. Top Gun, Jurassic Park. You think about this year, Marvel. That's basically what comes out in the theaters anymore. Blockbuster things, not anything like kind of funny and silly.
It just really doesn't. And the couple that did, not that they tanked, but they didn't.
They didn't do great.
They didn't do great.
Tanked is
I mean, even poor Minions, man.
Yeah, you didn't hear much about Minions at
Didn't,
all.
And I'm so sad because we still haven't seen that, and I need to see it.
No. So yeah, I guess maybe you're right. Maybe streaming was the best place for it. I don't know, but regardless, it was too good a movie. I think just to be on Roku. I think it was super super fun. And Miss Pegrino, would you recommend Weird, the Al Yankovic, the Weird Al Yankovic movie story, whatever it's called?
Absolutely.
And I would too.
So funny, so stupid.
So funny. It's so dumb, but the acting is perfect. It's also, I should say, it's produced by Funny or Die, and they are known for putting out quality videos and because they have their own thing on YouTube. They're very clever, and they do very smart comedy. So it makes sense that Weird Al would get teamed up with them to create this movie because they know how to splice together something that's super entertaining that people not only would say that's funny, but clever. I see what you did there. Which again goes back to the point of this is a parody of a biopic. It's perfect.
I'm surprised you liked it as much as you did.
Really?
Well, because you don't normally like stupid funny, but I guess knowing it was Weird Al, maybe you went into it differently. But
that's the thing. I was pleasantly surprised. I was prepared for it to be like a Howard Stern Private Parts. I was prepared for it to be an actual biopic of, because Daniel Radcliffe he's a dramatic actor. He does a lot of he does some funny stuff, but he is primarily dramatic. If you think about the Harry Potter movies, those are dramatic roles, and so that's what he's best known for. So I'm thinking, okay, it's going to be a comedic flair to still a real story, and it's all bullshit. It's not. None of it was so dumb. Except
for his songs, they do exist.
All the songs are real. Eat It did not become before Beat It, but
I also love how every time Daniel Radcliffe would open his mouth to sing, it just went it's not Daniel Radcliffe at all.
It's noted that Weird Al still did all the music.
Yeah, it's really Weird
Al. I forgot to mention my favorite part is when spoilers. The inspiration for Gangsta's Paradise was the fact that, again, air quotes, the fact that his dad was Amish and got kicked out. I think that was fun. Well, I can't recommend this movie enough. It's highly entertaining. Go watch it. It's on the Roku channel if you don't have Roku. It's worth downloading just to watch the movie if you don't want to do Roku, because it's super good. Super good. Yeah. It's surprising that I liked it as much as I did, but I really did. I think it was really fun.
I mean, literally within the first 5 minutes from him, I'm trying to fall asleep and I hear...
Because I realized, because it's within the first 5 minutes, I realized what they were doing, and I'm like, yes, I love it. So yeah, go see Weird.
Go watch it.
Well, Miss Pingrino, that was a great get real. And just to clarify, at the beginning of this episode, we're not actually pandering or anything like that for you to send us fan mail or anything. We don't even have a P.O. box or anything set up yet. So if you want to send us some emails or something, that's cool. But yeah, we're not. We're fine. We're not begging you to send us something. Really, don't.